What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. All right, it is the first day of July. Here we are, about 1 day, 22 hours left in the 3-day period. That's cool. 21 hours, 24 minutes left in this day, the very first day of July. Sitting here where we've been, just below 1.5 cents, just above 1.5 cents, right in this area for the past like 5 days now. If we're looking at this on a daily time frame, we have broken out of our RSI, right? Downtrend here. We've broken out of the downtrend here, but only just so barely. We might come down, find support at this area, and then continue to run. We're pretty damn close to doing that, actually. We're very, very close to doing that. I don't know if we need too much of a drop in order to see that, right? Maybe something that's down to like 1.4 cents. Again, if we're looking at this here from a low to a high, that 0.5 is right there at 1.44 cents, maybe even 1.39 cents if we were to like wick down and then close up above it, right? We could wick down, and at some point over the next 21 hours, this RSI looks like it's back below this line. But if by the end of the day we pull back up, we could bounce right off of that, close right at that level in the RSI, and still even react with this golden ratio. OnyxCoin typically, and not lately, I must say, but typically likes to find a rather large wick at its lows. Typically, that's kind of what it does. It has a very robust bounce. We haven't seen that. We've seen that here and there since April, but we haven't seen that as consistently as we had, going from like January to April here. Let's look at the short-term stuff. Then we'll zoom back out. Okay, 1 hour time frame looking a little bit bearish. A little bit. Let's see, how much volume do we have? Because we moved down yesterday, didn't we? We moved down about 3.5%. I bet we had more volume too. Let's see. XCN. Nope, I don't put it in USD. We just type XCN in. And that gives us a market cap, or a volume market cap ratio of 3.8%. Still low. More than yesterday, to be fair, but still low. Still very low. So on the way down, same exact narrative that we've been spinning here. On the way down, OnyxCoin has no volume at all. Whenever it's moving up, it has a lot of volume. That's actually whenever it sees volume. So we know that there's nobody wanting to sell here. Why is there less volume? In fact, even very low amounts of volume when OnyxCoin moves down. I wonder why. If we look at this on the daily time frame, I said we'd wait till the end of the video to come back out here, but we're cheating it. I wonder why there's less volume on the way down relative to everything that we've seen so far. Probably because most people that wanted to sell this thing, they already sold it back here in this area. They feel vindicated right here, right? Now you've only got buyers. Why do we know that? Because every time we move up, we get more volume. We get like triple the volume in buying pressure. When we move down, it's always less than 4%. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Whenever we move up, it's more than 10% most of the time. Everybody that wants to sell is already sold, right? And in this, for anybody that really wanted to sell at the worst possible time, this is the area for them to sell. So nobody else is selling. There's very small amounts of selling right now. I call it market making, call it people making bad decisions, but very small amounts, maybe being influenced by the Bitcoin price, probably a large amount of that. But definitely we can see the desire being had just by looking at the volume in itself, and it makes sense, man. Whenever you run out of selling pressure, what happens? Well, you stop moving down, you start to move up, and we've actually turned this around a little bit. And I think that we are going to start moving up here pretty damn soon. But perhaps before we do, we complete this really, really ugly inverse head and shoulders pattern. Maybe we do, in fact, go down to about 1.42 to 1.39 cents, which, again, that agrees very well with this low to high right there at the fib, 1.44, 1.39 cents right there. Something in that area, we could find support there. It really wouldn't be crazy at all. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, 1 hour RSI looks, overall it looks volatile, but good. It looks better than it looks worse. But right now, here, it looks bad. Right here, this little part, I think it looks bad. It looks like it wants to go into the oversold zone, right? Every time we've been in the oversold zone recently, you see it's just a little tip-tap. A little bit more right here, and then there you go. A little bit more than that over here. But recently, it's been a little tip-tap. Maybe we get a little bit more, but I would expect that it's nothing too crazy. We're at 1.469 cents right now, so we're probably not going to go too much below 1.4 cents. If we go down to like 1.32 cents, that's the lowest that we go. And even if we go lower than the lowest that we can go, it's still not a problem, guys. As long as we're above, we don't even actually have to be above this low. Because look at this, I keep jumping back out to the daily time frame. If we look at this from a low to a high here, come on now, there's the low to the high right there. I did that so quick that time. If you've been watching the channel over the week, you know how much I've been struggling with that. if we go below that golden ratio line, that's not a problem. We could go down a little bit more. So even if we go below that low, we're fine. But I don't think we do. I wouldn't think that we do personally. Okay. 1 hour time frame, looking like we want to go down. That's the essence of it. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. We are getting some volume, but we're not really going anywhere, which I guess is a point in our favor. But the more you grind out this area, and man, you've done a lot. I mean, what, one bottom, double bottom, triple bottom, quadruple, quintuple, sextuple bottom, it doesn't exist. No, you're going to break through. You're going to break through. And what makes the most sense, you know, based off of this, if we take a low to a high, 1.44, we've seen that already. The 1886, 200, maybe even down to the 2618. We might not go down to 1.3 cents, but something around 1.44 to 1.34 cents, something in that area. I really wouldn't be surprised at all. 4 hour time frame. Volume on the way up, no volume on the way down. Volume on the way up, no volume on the way down. Right? You see it, right? Volume on the way down here, we're making strides, but then we had volume here that was not comparable at all to the volume that we had on the way up, so we stopped making strides lower, right? That was like a fake out to the downside. Now we're getting no volume at all as we go down. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more volume than what we've seen here, but it's not going to be more volume than what we've seen here, at least not what I would be expecting. If it is, maybe we go a little bit lower, and that's fine if we do, but 4 hour RSI to me, overall it's very bullish. Overall it actually is very, very bullish. You know, here you were bearish, but you had this nice like uptrend to higher lows, which you're still in right now. Yes, you got a lower low here, but it's like higher lows overall. You're getting overbought. You've been overbought twice. You're not getting oversold at all. You're actually coming down to the area where you have found support the last few times. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if you made, again, same exact narrative, a little bit lower of a move, and then you move up. Okay, and if you're going to move a little bit lower, we've gone over the price targets already, right? 1.44 to 1.39, 1.34, somewhere in that area. It's ingrained in my skull. I hope it's ingrained in yours. 1.47 is the price right now. Daily RSI, again, what we started with, coming down to find support at that trend line just makes so much sense to me. We draw another trend line here, right, from this from this low right there, boom, connect the dots. Actually, well, so we might break out of that. That's okay. Maybe we're not. Maybe this isn't the uptrend. Maybe the uptrend is something like this. Maybe we have to go a little bit lower to form that uptrend, and it's a little bit more pronounced like that. I don't know, right? It's too new to really to say, but I do think that we go a little bit lower here. It's not a problem. OnyxCoin typically doesn't find support at the 50, so if we don't find support here, I'm not worried about it, right? We didn't find support at the 50 here. We didn't find support at the 50 here. It's just above or just below typically. We don't actually respect that line directly, so go a little bit below it. I don't care. When we get into the 3-day time frame, things start to get exciting. We haven't been oversold, you guys, since June of 2024, July, very early July. We haven't been oversold in a year. Some people might say, "Oh, that means we're overdue." No. I mean, maybe, but probably not. No, it just means we're very bullish. We've got this very nice W-shaped pattern in the RSI. We're probably going to get into the overbought zone this time, which again, with that prospect, thinking forward here, with the gift and ability of foresight that we have in this chart here, assuming that we do get a W pattern, which I'm very strongly assuming that we do, confidently assuming that we do, because again, no volume on the downside, no strong moves to the downside. Where are the strong moves coming from? To the upside. Even in this boring, slow consolidation phase, the up moves are bigger. They're way bigger than they are to the downside, okay? We're probably not getting oversold. So when we get overbought, what does that mean? Well, we're at the same levels, essentially, in these lows in the RSI. We get overbought. This was the move that we had last time, which from a low to a high was 260%. If we see overbought readings, we're going to get a bigger move, which is what I've been predicting for a very long time now. We're only up 20% from that low. You guys, we are going to rip through the freaking roof with this thing. We're going to see a 300% move, a 600% move, a inevitably 20x move from here, 21x move from here. Or more, probably, or not from here, from the low, from here, actually, from the current price to be completely fair, it'd be like an 18x move, but still, or more. Very, very phenomenal growth is anticipated, expected, projected over the coming weeks, right? The weekly time frame, again, also very bullish. It's just like the 3 hour or the 3-day time frame, but even more bullish, right? Higher lows. We haven't been oversold in a long time. We're getting overbought. We're only getting higher lows as time goes on. We've got a W shape here as well. Very, very bullish. The time spent below the 50 is minimal. The time spent above the 50 is maximum, right? Like from November of last year, we've spent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. No, not even 5 weeks technically. I guess 5. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. Since November of 2024, we've spent 8 weeks below the 50. The rest of that time has been above the 50 and even predominantly oversold in that time. So this next attempt should get us overbought. The last time we were overbought on the RSI, on the weekly time frame, promoted a week where we were at 140% in growth. We saw a lot of growth here as well. It only says 28%, but from a low to a high, that was overall like 92%, right? 100% weeks. Both of those times, we got overbought here from a relative low to a relative high. 225% with the week that we got overbought, or once we actually got overbought, it was from here. So that was overall like 160% move in like 3 weeks' time. And then, of course, the last time we got overbought was fantastic. Running back to the idea that we had on the 3-day time frame that we did not get overbought here when we saw a 122% week, a 262% move from low to high. We didn't get overbought here, and yet we still saw fantastic growth. The relative strength index, my friends, it's relative. Hold on. It's relative, okay? Relative meaning that what is strong readings here is relative to the movements here. What is strong readings here was relative to the movements here. Very weak, small movements, okay? So, of course, if we get overbought relative to these movements here, which are a lot more robust than these like sideways movements, we're probably going to see a stronger move, right? Maybe not stronger than this, maybe stronger than this. But again, we're going to get overbought. Relatively speaking, we've seen some strong moves. We're going to get some even stronger moves, and that's on the way over the coming weeks. So I got nothing else for you guys. Buckle up. Buy up OnyxCoin while you can, while it's cheap. You will not have, you guys, and even if you're a hater, man, even if you're a doubter, if you're a naysayer, I predict this, okay? I predict this, and this is very, very confident. If you're a hater, if you're a believer, you're going to feel the same, okay? Once OnyxCoin is up at new relative highs this cycle, you're going to have a, I should have had a V8 moment, right? You're going to have, if you're too young for that commercial, I feel sorry for you. Those were great commercials, man. You're going to have a moment where it might not seem like it now, but it's going to seem so obvious, right? I don't talk about this for many cryptos. Like I talk about it for Bitcoin Cash, right? As it's breaking out of its multi-cycle downtrend here. It's not in a downtrend technically, it's in a consolidation phase, but as it's breaking out of this, right, which we're doing right now, it's going to feel so obvious that this should have happened, right? That was my 3-year-old. She just said goodbye. I love you. She's adorable. We actually had to go. She got a little owie. We had to get her some stitches on her chin, actually, which is crazy. But, dude. Oh, my God. Oh, I don't even want to get into it. But, man, that's like the first time as a parent that I've had to deal with, like, a serious injury with my daughter. That freaked me out, man. It freaked me out. Freaked me out a lot. My wife handled it much better than I did. Yeah, I was a little bit over dramatic, but man, it's my little girl. Anyways, but she's good. She's fine. She's a champion. I had to get stitches whenever I was a kid in my head because I got dropped in my head as a kid, you guys. If you can't tell, and the stories that my parents tell, it was much worse than how, like, she took it like a champion, man. She really did. I'm very, very impressed with her. But enough about this. We're not talking about Bitcoin Cash. We're not talking about OnyxCoin, other than the comparison that once you get to these new levels of highs, it's going to seem like you're just going to feel like, of course, we knew it was going to happen all this time. Why did I doubt it, man? Why did I doubt it? I don't know. I can't tell you why you doubted it. I've had those moments before in my life, and I'm not letting that happen here, man. From a high to a low, we're going all the way up to 26 to 32 cents, and there's nothing you can do about it. Haters, trolls, naysayers, we're going there. And the one thing that I ask of anybody who doubts that we're going there is, if you doubt it here, please don't believe in it here and buy the high. Please don't, right? Just look somewhere else. Sit on your cash. Wait for the pullback. Just, you know what I mean? That's how it is. A lot of the people that say nay here, they'll say yay here, and they'll say yay for 5 seconds, and then, oh, this thing sucks, it's trash, right? It's the same people who did the same thing over here. They bought here thinking it was great, and then they never cashed out, and they're like, oh, this thing sucks, it's trash, and then they sold it, and now they're the same haters over here, right? Don't be those people. Just buy now, or if you don't, then just sit out. Don't chase. You'll get burned. But I'm just rambling at this point. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Take care of yourselves. And don't trip and hit your chins on tables, because that can cause a scenario where you might need to get stitches in your chin. Bye-bye.